Well, each play is totally different, and I think what's exciting about them is that they come in a real variety of styles and genres. We, we all we did was pick the playwrights from the pitches that we received, and the zip codes, and we wanted zip codes from all over Los Angeles, and then we let the writers do what they wanted. There was no other note from us except for to, again, strengthen their voice and make their voice as clear as possible. So we have some magical realism, and we have some historical fiction, and we have some things that are based on true stories, and we've got a little piece of satire. So they're all different. As you travel around Los Angeles, not only will you be moving between different geographical locations, but you'll be moving through different genres. I think that's really exciting.
As we met with each of the playwrights, we narrowed it down, and we met with each of the playwrights to talk to them. Most of these playwrights I've known for years because I do often go to lab, but what we thought we would walk into a meeting and hear from these playwrights would often completely surprise us. For instance, Santa Monica, Plucker, when we met with Nina, is the playwright, we had no idea that we were going to scream with laughter through the entire meeting. She was just so deliciously funny, and we were so excited then after that play. And with each meeting, we were meeting with Khari, Wyatt, and learning about what happened in South Central at the end of World War II as writers, as Black American writers were often leaving and going to France, where they were more welcome, and what happens in this family. And it was fascinating to us to learn more about that history. So with each one, we got more and more excited because each of these playwrights brought something to our attention and to the party that we had no concept about. So that's exciting. And that's true for all 6 playwrights and all 6 plays.
You can listen to the zip code plays in any order, but we have an order that we kind of put them in. So the first play is South Central by Khari Wyatt, South Central Los Angeles. And it is a piece set in 1953 when Central Avenue had just coming off of being a thriving neighborhood and just beginning to change. And it's a really interesting historical piece that talks about race relations in Los Angeles and in the world. I think it's funny. It's a little dark. It's a little sexy, and it is.
It's not a little sexy. It's very sexy. Just saying.
And it touches on an interesting history of Los Angeles that a lot of people wouldn't know. The second play is set in Pacific Palisades by Alex Goldberg, and it is a very interesting, based on true story, crazy true story, a little piece of an odd little piece of LA historical anomaly. It's just a strange little story. And so it's based on a true thing of something that happened in the Palisades on the verge of World War II. And so I think people will want to tune in to find out like what kind of odd things were happening in the Palisades at that time. The third play is Santa Monica by Naina Agrawal, and it is a satirical piece based on a true thing that happened to her, an actual event that happened to her in Santa Monica. And it really just pokes fun at the kind of pretensions that one finds in Los Angeles and some of those stereotypes about Los Angeles that, are a little bit true. And I think it's a very funny little piece of satire. The fourth play is set in Westwood, and it is by Deb Hiett, and it's in an interesting genre of like found materials. It is items that have been tape recordings that have been found in an FBI file on a woman who's become a new protester in the social justice world, and it's as in the Blair Witch Project, insofar as like it's found material, and it's set in Westwood. The next play is set in Sun Valley, and it's by Steve Serpis, And it is a really interesting relationship story between two people set in an auto junkyard, two people who have a lot of coincidence has reconnected them, and they kind of come together and find a little bit of salvation in far out in the valley. And the last play is Downtown Los Angeles by Angela J. Davis, and it is it's a piece of magical realism. It is a little fantasia where some historical figures come back to life in Los Angeles and sort of set in a swirling world high above the city of angels. We take a look at grace and kindness and forgiveness. And it's kind of a perfect ending for this series of our Zip Code plays.
Hi, I'm Kitty Swink. I'm the co-artistic director of Antaeus Theatre. And if you enjoyed this conversation, I hope you did, please go to our website, www.antaeus.org. That's Antaeus.
Hi, I'm Bill Brochtrup. I'm co-artistic director of Antaeus Theatre Company. And if you enjoyed this conversation, please check out the Zip Code plays available for free on either our website or any of the places where people get their podcasts from.